Hi there, Colin Storm here with the Ramsberry Group and thebeltwaylife.com, and I'm here today to have a look at the most recent housing data for the city of Falls Church. And if we jump right in, we'll see this chart related to the market activity. And so we have a red line that represents the active listings over the last 6 months. This purple one represents the pending sales, and then the blue represents sold listings. And one of the things I've commented on recently is just the tight market we experienced over the late spring and throughout the summer, where the number of pending sales actually outpaced the number of active listings, which really created a tight dynamic in terms of just the supply and demand scenario, where we had more people looking to buy than we had homes available. And right now we can see that that is actually starting to spread out a little bit. We're getting an increase in active listings and a decrease in pending sales, which in large part I think has to do with the beginning of the school year and people settling in after summer of vacations and whatnot, and kids getting back to school. But we'll see in the coming months how that starts to look. But we tend to, as we move into the later fall, have another pickup before the holiday season. So we'll see how that looks once we get the October data next month. As we scroll down here, this is just a quick look at the average sold price in Falls Church City over the last 2 years, and I wanted to bring it out this far just to kind of make a small point. We can see that over the last 6 months or so, it's kind of been steadily going downward. We had a little pickup in July, but it has been on a downward trend. However, you can see that compared to the previous 18 months before that, things were pretty erratic. They were up and down all over. This is for detached homes, by the way. Just detached listings, but it was just up and down and all over the map. But in this last 6 months, it's really settled down and been a bit more consistent. And only time will tell if will continue along that trend. But even though this has been on the downward slope, I find this encouraging. This is a bit more of a stable picture. It starts to be more predictable and less threatening. Again, even though it's on the downward front. So we'll just see as time goes on if that trend continues. Another encouraging trend line. Sales prices have gone down a little bit. However, we've had continued low days on market. So the average days on market has continued to be low. We had this significant peak back in January, but the Falls Church market is so small that only 1 or 2 listings can really bump that number up and throw it out of proportion. So this is a really encouraging picture to see the number of months we've been under 50 days, and of course to be on this downward trend, whereas in September it was merely 14 days average on market. So that is a really encouraging statistic. And then this too kind of is in correlation to that as this is the average sold price to the asking price ratio. And so we can see here that as the summer has gone on, people have gotten above 90 and oftentimes above 95% of their asking price. And now back in September it was nearly 100%. So we were at 99.12% that people were getting of their asking price. So this can be a couple things, just people willing to pay more money, and you get more competition for homes, so you actually get some listings that will sell for above their asking price. If it is just the right home in the right condition, kind of at the right price, you can drum up some competition. And two, it just is, again, buyers willing to pay more perhaps because of the tight market conditions, and then owners possibly selling for the right price. So there's a lot of factors that can play into this, but generally speaking, this is a very encouraging picture in terms of a list to sold price ratio. That is just a quick overview of the market. I'll have a blog post attached to this. If you found the video elsewhere, I'll try to link to that post there, but I'll kind of unpack all this a little bit more below in the blog post where this video is embedded. So thank you very much again. My name is Colin Storm, again with the Ramsberry Group and thebeltwaylife.com.